when we're on TikTok, it's really fascinating to me because of the AI of it, the algorithm of it. And also like what side. It's interesting. Like sometimes I want to take someone's phone and see what their algorithm is serving them because it says so much about their personality.
Yes.
And it's really fascinating because I have found out more about myself it's like looking in a mirror reflected back at you in some ways. One of the things I will say that's good, and I don't have stock in TikTok, but it's like there's so many communities represented, right?
Yes.
So you have the Native American, you have a huge LGBTQ plus community. You have the haters and you have the lovers. And then you have someone like yourself who's like pivoted into a lot of different niche categories.
Yeah, I've just kind of, I don't know, I just get passionate about a lot of different things. So it's like whenever I feel passionate about something, like that's just where I'm going to pour and put all my energy into.
Yeah. So do you feel like you're like actually acquiring like not only knowledge but purpose as you become more and more active in the arts as like okay.
I mean, for me, my only goal at the end of the day is to feel fulfilled in whatever I'm doing. So it's like whatever is going to make me feel fulfilled at the end of the day, that's where I want to put my energy into. Because if you're trying to equate your self-worth to numbers or different like, oh, this brand deal or, oh, I got to go on this trip, then you're never going to feel fully happy.
Wait, so you're not sad you didn't go to Dubai with Alex Earl? Everyone's like hating on the fact that everyone went to Dubai. And I was like, it wasn't even about Beyonce. It was about their trip to Dubai.
Yeah.
Tarte, I guess, has deep pockets and like decided to like send a bunch of these like top tier, trending influencers.
I wouldn't have complained if I got to go to Dubai. Like how I don't think anyone would if they got to, but I think that those girls that got to go were just as psyched as everyone else.
Oh, hell yeah. I think they were. You could tell. It's funny how much you can see in someone's content, their like authentic self. And that's what's shitty is that like so much of it is performative. And I can actually relate as somebody who is like a child actor. It's like you become your character to some degree. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so like there's like this weird line of like what's true and like what people want from you.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Like I was playing a character for a while on my social media, but then it also went like kind of back and forth. But it's like no matter what, when you're doing this kind of short form content on social media, you're still curating it so much that even if you're trying to do or you're being like authentic, it's still chopped up. It's still short form. It's still like this snappy, like there's never being this fully authentic side.
That sucks.
It's like, I don't know. And going from being a character to just like trying to transition into being myself and learning how to be myself on social media, but then you're propping up a phone right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like, I just freeze up and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to say now? I can't just talk and be like, hey guys.
It's fucking hard. It's actually been one of my biggest barriers right now in talking to my new social media manager that I have happens to be in studio today. But it's cool because like I've done social media for so long without any sort of guidance or assistance, and like what I've found now is that actually propping that phone up and doing the get ready with me stuff, it's actually really hard.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really stupid, but like you try it then. You know what?
Yeah.
It's so easy, you do it.
No, because I've been doing that for a while and it took me like, I feel like I'm just now starting to get a hang of like being able to put my phone in front of me and just talking like myself and feeling like I'm representing myself online.
How did you do it?
Honestly like practice and still doing, because that was my biggest thing with social media. Because I mean, I was doing TikTok for about 2-3 years before I got any sort of traction on the platform, because then it all happened over quarantine.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what was that like you were in Canada in quarantine, but like blowing up on TikTok?
Yeah, so it was like literally like I was just like in high school before. I was like working at a little shoe store in my town, and like going to school and just like dancing and musical theater. And then I remember musical theater had basically wrapped up about then. I was gearing up for dance competitions and suddenly quarantine hit.
Yeah.
And I'd been doing TikTok a while, like any free moment that I got. So then I was like, I need somewhere to put my creative energy right now. So I just started doing that 24/7 all the time. And it went from about like 30,000 followers, which I was psyched about. I was like,
that's a lot.
I was like, that is insane.
Yeah.
I built myself up to that over 3 years and I was so happy about it.
Yeah.
To then a year later having over 8 million followers on the platform and coming out of quarantine and coming like back into moving to another country straight out of that. It's like the weirdest thing.
So when did you decide to like move though? You were like, I'm done. I'm going to Hollywood.
I mean, after I'd always wanted to. I mean, after I did a trip to LA, and then after that, I knew like I wanna live here.
You liked it. You liked the chaos. You said. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then let's talk about the chaos for a minute. Because my chaos is there's probably some similarities to when I was growing up in Hollywood, to like, or not growing up, but like in my like 20s in Hollywood and whatnot, to like. What people think of influencers in Hollywood is this like very entitled, vapid, incestuous, everyone's like hooking up. And just like, I think that they think of it as being so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I actually don't know. So what is it like? Do you sign NDAs and hand your phone in when you go to like parties?
I've never had that experience personally. Like I haven't had, but I think that there's more of kind of this high scale of the influencers. I don't know. I tend to surround myself with people that are pretty grounded, and like I just can't, because definitely some people have that energy. It really depends because everyone's so different. So I think it's hard to slap like a label on all influencers because there's so many, and they're all so different, because some are very vapid and just like it's not very nice people and very much only care about your status and your looks, and you'll feel that in just like meeting them, and then you kind of know, and it's like, okay, moving on. But then I met so many of the most like genuine, kind, compassionate people ever, and it's, you can never fully judge someone from their social media about how they're going to be, which I think is the most wild thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, do you remember, like, what's the most hurtful comment that you've ever gotten?
Oh my gosh, I've gotten a lot. I mean, I've heard it all about I think it started with when I was like 15, 16, and I was just making my cute little princess POV videos, and suddenly I would just get a string of comments being, something about this girl's face just pisses me off. Like, something about her, like, I just don't like her face. Like... Yeah. And it started like that, but then it just got more and more like digging into my body and my image, and then they would dig into like, didn't even know who I was, and would dig into who I am as a person, and just like everything that you think that people can sling at you or that you think you've heard it all, suddenly people on social media think of a new creative way to say it even meaner.
Yeah, they're just like different layers of asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Just... they suck.
Yeah, I've gotten like paragraphs in DMs. I bet that you've gotten that before, like when people go out of their way to send a whole essay about how much they hate you.
I actually got one really interesting one. So I did an episode about Aaron Carter, and this is great. I'm actually really happy to talk to you about this. So I'm not laughing about the episode. It was a very serious episode. I'm laughing about the reaction that I got from one individual. So someone decided to DM me directly. Okay. So it's not anonymous. And he said, your podcast is trashy and you should be ashamed of yourself. And there was a bit of a paragraph. And I was like, okay, I'm Sicilian, which means like I've got like very warm-blooded like anger. And so I couldn't help myself. And I was like, I'm going to find this guy. I want to know where he lives. I'm going to see that he has like a cousin. I'm going to go, he has a boyfriend. Okay. I'm going to go, I have screenshots of his boyfriend's profile. Like I was going like Lifetime movie on this troll. And then it turned out when I did my digging that he actually, several years before the comment, like I want to say like I went back like 5 years, and he has a picture of him sitting at a mental health forum, like he was checking people, and he worked for like a mental health association. And it was like literally, this podcast is geared towards creating a safe space for people to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
When Brooklynne and I saw each other at the RAP Summit for Women, immediately we talked about things she's been going through, and I was like, please come on my podcast and just chat. So it felt like a huge slap in the face, and I took it so personally that I was ready to actually like send the message to his boyfriend and be like, he fucked up.
Yeah.
And like cause drama in his relationship. I'm crazy. I don't know how you do it.
I'm just a person, like, I kind of let everything go, even with, like, I'm trying not to let people walk over me. That's been my goal. I mean, that's been a struggle that I've had since I got to LA, and I've definitely got more of a backbone now. But it's just kind of, like, nothing really makes me that angry. Like, people will do me dog shit dirty. Like,
I love that.
So
dog
wrong.
Shit dirty. That's like, my new favorite word.
Like, they will do me so bad, and then I'll just be like, oh, maybe they were like going through it. There's like other stuff going on. Maybe they'll get better.
I feel like you are a Disney princess. You have the eyes, the laugh, the heart. You need to be protected at all costs.
To watch the full podcast, check it out on the Vulnerable YouTube channel. And to listen to the full podcast, check it out on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.